limit of how many dick jokes I have.
Welcome to the one and only wall-to-wall recap of tonight's National Football League draft. Wait, wrong podcast. Okay, happy Ramadan to everybody. Shit, sorry, wrong night again. Welcome to the Zachrilege Cast. Bill and Susie, Bobby, and the dark black hole that is Miss Ashley at the moment. She had to take a call, so she's off that line. It's okay. She already hates me for getting Susie drunk at ReasonCon 3 years ago. What are you gonna do? Good to hear from everybody or see everybody. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It's good to see you. It's good to see you all.
It takes I think I'm gonna take the hat off. Ooh, it's hot.
You hot?
It's a little warm with the light on. So we are coming live from. So it's Savannah, and is it Delaware? Is that where you guys are?
It's
Pennsylvania.
Okay,
Penn's Woods, and we know how to. Unlike the protesters recently in Harrisburg, we know how to spell it.
Oh yeah. I was gonna put that on. Like, is that one of those protests you guys were at?
They protest. How do you protest at your state capitol with a sign that misspells your state name?
That's crazy.
That's a new level.
Pennsylvania's a tough one, you know. Georgia's pretty easy, but Pennsylvania is not.
Oh no, you'll find people there that can misspell it.
And I actually had I couldn't go back to previous shows to get some good quotes. So the only out of context quote was from the hangout I did earlier today. You can't lick the mic.
Yeah,
and that was
the dog.
Susie said that.
So Bill had to get the equipment out of mothballs, and I believe he had issues. Is that what happened?
Well,
yeah, I had a bad cord. You know how it is when you have a bad cord. So.
Anytime you bring equipment out of mothballs, it's getting licked by somebody.
And Bobby, how much do you not miss podcasting?
What the fuck did you say?
How much do I not miss it, or how much do I miss it?
Yeah, well,
he looks excited.
How much do I miss it? None.
Sit.
Sit.
But
just to say not miss it, just life has gotten so busy, man. I just don't have time. There's been a couple of times that I thought about maybe we should bring it back. I thought about that a couple of times, and I'm like, when do I have time? I don't have 30 minutes to sit down and get on a microphone. Much less, where the hell are my microphones?
You need to do like we need to do shit like this, like the Brady Bunch reunion show and shit. You know, where they just show up every 10 years, and everybody goes, "Oh," and then it's like, "See ya."
And they go, "Fuck, Bobby, you still don't have hair."
Yes, Shujin was going to join us, and from what StreamYard told me, they could have up to 6 people on. Although currently it sounds like the 3 on, even though Miss Ashley isn't technically.
Ashley will be back once she gets off the phone.
Yeah, so looks like the max is 3.
Wow.
Because usually the setup is the person who's there will show up, and you just have to add them to the site, and nobody's popped up besides the 4 we have. So unfortunately, this might be the max.
So hey, there you go. Send out 150 invites. 4 show up. That's pretty good odds.
Yeah, that's
right. We
that's
get to rotate people in. You know, we'll just.
I know. I was like, how did you? You're missing out on the very.
Ashley's black. Can you just kick her out? No, I don't care.
The very rich.
She's black. It's because she's black, isn't it?
That's harsh.
Thank you, Bill. I'm glad you said it because I wasn't going to.
Right there.
Hey, I thought it. You said it.
Yeah, don't go there.
Yeah.
So what are your current situations now? Everybody's working from home right now?
Yeah, yes.
Bill and I both work for the federal government, which is, we're really lucky to have that because my job wasn't affected much, except they told me I had to work from home, and Bill pretty much worked from home before a lot.
I did.
So his life has not changed much due to COVID.
Yeah.
Except you're in my fucking room.
What? Yeah, about 8:30.
What?
Oh.
Hey guys, go ahead. I'm gonna try to see if I can mute you so they're not hearing our conversation.
Yeah, because we're going to share your conversation with the whole world.
I'll mute him for a minute.
Trucking industry.
Let's see if that works.
Going on.
No, Zach doesn't have any pants on. Somebody was asking if Zach had pants on.
Zach, do you have pants on?
I don't think he does.
Do I need to prove this either way? Or are you sure if you wanted the answer to this?
No, keep the mystery, my friend. We're just going to sit here and wonder.
I'm saying stand up.
I actually listened to the opener of Scathing Atheist, and Noah was talking about dressing for work, even when you work from home. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy who wore my PJs all day. And I actually did shower, but I changed into other PJs. So, yeah.
Actually,
let me read Mike.
Actually, we'll put on jeans to work from home.
Oh, Bobby chose to mute himself. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, he's having a conversation with Ashley about their work.
Yeah.
They don't want that to get out because what they do is classified.
It is
But
classified. Uh-oh.
But he's not talking.
Wow, we lost Ashley. So we're gonna add. So there's like a max of 4. Okay.
Yes. Oh, he's still here.
Ashley's been booted forever. You can say your.
I told you have to rotate people.
Yeah, we might have to do that.
Maybe the folks in the comments can vote us off.
Yeah,
that would be a thing.
Sorry, guys, you're out.
That's not going to be a good thing.
So I have to say hello to Sir Susan.
Susan, how you doing?
How you doing?
Today was not a good day, but I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing. I'm still doing the DJ thing 6 out of 7 nights a week, and I'm still running my show. And I wore my shirt.
Nice. Yeah, no, I haven't worn mine in forever. Mine's faded out.
It still fits.
I know, yeah. That is the best part.
I work out in my t-shirts now.
I still have the hoodie from ours, but it's really faded.
A little bit of feedback on Shujin, your line, so I don't know, you can keep talking, just checking on that.
No, he's good.
Sounds good to me. What are you drinking there, Zach?
I'm doing a combination of the Dragon's Milk White and then the regular Dragon's Milk.
Now, doesn't Dragon's Milk White sound dirty?
Yeah, but delicious.
Well, when I first had it, one of the worst beers I've ever had in my life is a girlfriend was like, "Oh, I love Belgian White," and it was the most bitter, terrible thing I ever had. So when I saw this, I'm like, "Oh, this must taste like that," but it's just a lighter version. I'm feeling the romance.
We're married.
I'm distancing myself.
You are such a woman.
Well, since we're doing such reminiscing, does anyone want to share a story from? And it doesn't have to be from the last ReasonCon. It can be from any of them.
Excuse me, I'm not.
Things you remember from your times there.
From the first ReasonCon.
What story?
Well, my best memory from the first ReasonCon is that I was a believer and I thought, oh shit, these people are fucking cool.
Yeah?
Can I say that?
You just did.
I think you can use that.
Have you been on my show before? Come on.
You could do it twice.
Yeah. Only 2, then it's PG-13. So yeah.
And then I came back we had a second ReasonCon, and then there was a third ReasonCon, right? Did we have a third ReasonCon?
Yes.
Or was that the one that got canceled?
No, we had a third one.
Yeah, ReasonCon 4 never.
Oh, ReasonCon 3 was the one where Susie stole Jim Dobler's shirt and danced in the rain naked.
Pull that up again.
Yeah.
What do you mean the one where she danced in the rain naked? Didn't she dance in the rain naked at all of them?
I was dressed dancing in the rain. Thank you.
I feel like that was a normal.
There's a picture at the end of the video that I did, the ReasonCon video, first standing in the rain.
Like this?
She was clearly dressed, Joe.
Yes, I was. Thank you.
Clearly.
Now, I will not say she was clearly dressed as she was running through the lobby of the hotel.
She was not.
That was his fault.
Was not.
Not my fault.
It was his fault.
Bill was nowhere around. Actually, if we remember correctly, this is actually all of Zach's fault.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know if I could be forgiven all these years later, because we went out to lunch and we had beers at lunch, and then we went back to my room and I had a bathtub of beer.
And that was all she wrote.
Susie drank a decent amount of that, and apparently that was it. And then
so who was the common denominator, Zach?
Zach.
The troublemaker.
She's like pointing
I'm
around.
trying to point to Zach and the Brady Bunch squares.
Okay.
The Brady Bunch square.
So I'm the reason why there was no ReasonCon 4. That was me.
Hey, look, I got it.
You.
Zach is that way to me. So that's
Well, I've been trying to destroy the atheist community so I could be the only atheist podcast, and yet here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, keep trying there, son. I've been doing this long enough that
I
I'm
know.
old enough. I don't care.
You're in the 300s. You're like, live it up.
I'm gonna keep doing this until I'm the last
What
one
episode
left.
you on, Susan?
That's an excellent question. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head.
I think he just shot you to burn.
You in the
You
300s?
know you've made it when you stop counting.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just that I get done and
Yeah.
our last one
I think we
was
stopped at what, 286?
307.
Oh wow. Okay.
184
Congrats.
was theirs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we got to see about getting
Bill and
Truly.
Susie stopped at episode 12 on season 2.
Yeah.
It's one more than incredulous. That's good.
Well, we were
man.
counting down. So
Yeah, that was the first.
There you go.
we were trying to get to 1 and we never
Season
made
That
it.
was the
3,
first-
episode 12.
That was the first step. Was like getting ahead of Barroom, and then getting ahead of No Religion
Well,
Required. And,
it's everybody's first step because we only had like 80 episodes.
and since I don't always do one a week, anyone who does weekly can get ahead.
Well, it's not hard to get past our numbers.
But hey,
She keeps trying to talk me into doing it again, but I'm like, you realize that's work, right? For me,
For what it's worth. Seriously, for what it's worth, we have actually bantered around the idea every once in a while of getting the quote unquote cash crew back together again for a night.
wow.
And just kind of things just kind of keep missing that I keep not making happen. And a good portion of that is my fault. So I'm sorry.
I mean,
I just
had
miss
Professor Steven on my show a year ago, and I met him in Asheville. I met him in gym like a year and a half ago.
It's raining.
So that was good. And I remember I saw him in the video, and it's like, yeah, he's still around. He's still there. I don't know what's if Cash does like a sneak appearance, that would be something else because he did kick off so many shows.
Yeah.
Well, and ReasonCon was originally his baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, ReasonCon 1 was all him.
It was all him.
And it was free. Remember?
Yeah. Well, it was free to us. They got screwed.
They got screwed hard. But to the people going, it was free. All you had to do is pay for your hotel.
I know. That's why I went.
I mean, it was still the last one I went to was like $125 for the VIP. I just paid for the VIP because I was like, I wanted to support it.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about it. And the hotel was pretty cheap. And I had a roommate who's in the chat room right now. So that was, I brought my own beer.
I think.
What's the last AA con you guys went to?
Never been to one.
I think it was a month sober at that point. It's kind of hard to remember. Maybe it was me and Foda went together. I don't know.
We went. I
That
think
whole hotel room was a blur.
Memphis was our last.
We went
AA
to
con.
Memphis. We haven't been since. That one. No offense to American Atheist, if any of you are listening, but man, those conventions are expensive.
Yeah.
And it didn't have what ReasonCon had. It didn't have the social side. I didn't think that.
Nope. I miss my.
I was often wondering because like I went to like the NanoCon because it's in Nashville. My parents live there, so it's really easy. I don't have to get a hotel.
Once.
And there's something to be said like, do you do a conference where it's not a conference, where it's just everybody's hanging out all weekend? Because the first time I went, I'm like, oh, I have to see all the speakers. And then the second time, I'm like, yeah, I know most of these people. I had to see the Cali, the proposal, that one. But other than that, I don't remember any of the other speakers that much.
So
the first con we went to was American Atheists, their 50th.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the first one was the first PA con, but that was just a 1-day deal. And
That
then,
counts.
but the first one we went to, like we traveled to, was and I felt like Zach said, I had to go to every speaker. I had the thing, and I had to see all this stuff, and Man, I got the last ones I went to.
Dude, when we
I went to
to
like two. The last ReasonCon.
When we went to NanoCon, NanoCon was all
and one
about
of them was Bobby
hanging out with our
practicing in
friends.
the room.
NanoCon was all about hanging out with our friends.
Yeah, we didn't go to any.
Jim got us
there.
the shittiest hotel ever.
It was not shitty. There were some quality hookers in that hotel.
And it was so much fun.
There was some $6 hour hookers in that hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but it worked.
$5 an hour.
It's not
well,
the
if they ever
quality
do,
of the home, it's the quality of the friendships that you have in it.
Right.
Yeah, if they ever do,
it's the quality of the hose.
If they ever do NanoCon again, I should just tell everybody, hey, come and stay at my parents' house. They're Catholics, but they probably wouldn't give a crap because they like drinking wine. They're having a good, like, they've been retired, so this whole quarantine thing is not different, except they don't get to go to church. Other than that, their life's exactly the same. So they would probably be totally fine. They like being social.
Daniel was in the Super 8 with us. Was it a Super 8? I don't even remember.
Oh, I don't know.
In Nashville?
Apparently, Daniel Duncan.
It was like 2 years ago, I think you were there because the last time
it was crazy.
I don't think everybody showed up.
Jerry DeWitt was with us, and we took the picture that I remember. I made it into an album cover that we don't have an album for.
Oh, the one that looks like a rock group,
right?
Yeah,
I made it into an album.
Standing on the rocks.
Yes,
right.
that was from that visit, and that was because of Dobler and his thriftiness.
Hey,
sorry,
got a rock band picture out of it.
I would have paid the extra $40 to go to the Holiday Inn.
Stop it! It was wonderful.
Continental breakfast.
I'm not joking about the hooker stuff. They were in the hallway.
I remember.
Bill,
we were walking
recognize your privilege, baby. Recognize your privilege.
We were walking down the hallway, and I said,
I would have paid the extra $40 for everybody.
Of course, I was drunk out of my mind, and I said, Bill,
that's a surprise.
Are those? And I said, ladies of the evening or something like that.
I said, no, they're hookers.
I was like, holy crap. And then me being my obnoxious self, are those hookers? You know, and these poor girls.
You said the magic words.
Like,
poor girls. Yeah, they weren't poor girls.
It was
raised
fun.
his hand.
Yeah, she was been trying to talk for a while.
She mentioned my show, so I had to you know.
Oh, okay.
So kind of backtracking a little bit, 2 items. One, for the last couple of years, I've been wearing my blue hat during my shows because screw that noise. I am not wearing a red hat. This is the best that I'm going to come up with. Blue is, most people consider the opposite, and besides, it's for a good cause, cancer research. So, the thing, I've been to a lot of fur cons because I am the resident furry of the group. I admit it proudly many times over. But ReasonCon 3 was the first one that I had done for this kind of thing. And that was a little tough because it was a long drive, from Buffalo down to Hickory, get some sleep, get up, get some sleep, and then drive home. 12-hour drive one way. Yeah, that was not good. The two things that I'm really most proud of for that, believe it or not, were one, getting everybody to sign the certificate that I had done for one of my co-hosts, a longtime friend of mine, Dallin, because he was in the hospital for months with crap. I forgot what the hell it was called. I forget what the hell it was off the top of my head now. But he was in the hospital for months up in Canada, and I got everybody to sign a thing to basically say get well. Got a couple of CDs from what the hell was her name?
Shelley Segal.
Shelley, yes, who also graciously signed, sent that up to him. But believe it or not, the other thing that I was, believe it or not, truly proud of was getting the chance to see Bobby and Ashley, and specifically knowing, some convention hosts. I specifically kept watching Bobby. And I know it sounds like, mother henning, but when you're the overall host running, for the running of a con like that, even the smaller one, you got time pulling on you every which way but loose, and I intentionally kept track of you and made sure that you were still doing okay, and I kind of checked on you once in a while. You were doing okay? All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I appreciate you doing that too.
It was
yeah.
What was wrong with you?
There was no going out to lunch. There was nothing. It was you were ready.
There was
always ready to go.
Was leaving and having a good time and partying, and that for me that was probably one of the hardest weekends.
No fun, Bobby. We don't like that guy.
Oh hell yeah, we do.
It was a lot of work.
I don't like that guy. You can like that guy, Susan. I don't like that guy.
You're drunk. Shut the hell up.
You were strictly business. I see. I had to be Gary that I met at the first ReasonCon.
Yeah,
that guy was having fun the whole time. He goes up. He goes, "Holy shit, you're Bill Robbins."
He had one of those little cigarette things that was actually hot. I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Uh-oh.
What?
Did we just admit something unfortunate?
And by pot, she means non-narcotic cloves. That's
right.
That's
plants,
what she calls
right?
pot.
Potted
We
plants.
do nothing illegal on this
Weird
podcast.
Yeah.
Never.
There was no.
No, the first time I met Bill, it was like a fanboy moment, right? I'm like, holy shit, do you know who you are?
You know who you are.
You're Bill Robbins, man.
You are.
And,
I thought he was going to start humping my leg.
And it's like, dude, I listen to your show, and it was just the first time meeting. It's funny because you listen to podcasts for so long, you get to know the voice. The voice becomes the whole world for you. So when you finally get a chance to put a face to the voice, you don't have a clue what these people look like.
Right.
So when you meet them, it's like, holy shit, that's you. And then you start talking, and it's like, that's the voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, to that.
I think Bobby's the first person ever to come up to me and say, "I listened to your show."
Yeah.
And I think he was the last one too. Right?
Yeah, probably. He's the only one.
It's just you, Bob.
Just
You were saying, Susan?
I never get anybody saying that. That's okay. Okay, backtracking again just a little bit. Tiny Tribble is a high school senior. So as you can probably imagine, this has been hard for him because the shift and everything. But
that's so sad.
Any educators that might be part of the paying attention group right now? Holy man, geez, you guys have been doing a great job. It's weird realizing, joking aside, that we've had the opportunity of getting to see each other, and I know that the folks are okay. It's on this side of the screen for me. For you people that are watching right now, it's all the way over on that side. I know, but grassroots community is where it's at sometimes, man. This is fabulous to be able to have. It helps. It really helps. And
helps.
And what you were saying about you don't know the people, and you get to hear the voice and then try to put it together with the face. When we were down there for ReasonCon, and Tiny Tribble was just like, wait, is that them? Is that them? Because it was Tom and Cecil, and I'm just like, well, yeah, you can say hi. It's like, is it really you? And I think it was Tom was just like, yeah, ask me to say something. How do I? Okay, could you say something? Recording live. It's you. It was great.
That was like ReasonCon 2, I think was the first
Tom
time.
Tom and Cecil were the actually the inception of Drunk Susie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, not me. Wait a second.
I don't believe that.
No,
it was.
No, it was because I met one of them.
You met them both
when I was drunk.
No, when you're sober, and you came back when you were shit faced.
No,
it was the other way around. You're right.
The next morning, I came and I wanted to meet Cecil, I think it was. And I said, "Hi, I'm Susie," and he goes, yeah, we met last night. And I'm like, oh, well, that was drunk Susie. This is not.
Yeah, 2 people to meet.
That's where drunk Susie
Right.
originally came.
Tom
Yeah.
and Cecil
I
are
met both Susies.
exception of drunk Susie.
You know, and how many people remember how cool I remember, because Bobby did like the drunk castings, but I know he did that. But when Tom and Cecil came for, I think, what was it, the second ReasonCon?
Yeah.
And then they went back to their show, because we all did recaps after ReasonCons.
Right.
And I remember like really like fangirling out because they mentioned no religion required on their show.
Right. I did that when Noah mentioned us.
Yes.
Oh my God. We got mentioned on Scathing Atheist. I was like,
yeah. How many episodes they got now? That's funny.
Like 6,000.
They have about 50-ish more than me, because we got started about a year behind them. And for the record, it was our show that they first showed their ugly mugs on. So
wow. That's awesome, Shijin.
It was
but now they're doing like 5 shows. It's crazy. Like they're doing a D&D show that I didn't even know. Like, okay,
at the same time they put out their episode 3. It was like right the same week. But
it was the key. The key was that Bobby was like the sober person at ReasonCon 1. Because that might have been the first time I had heard him, was when he did the recap of ReasonCon. And when that happened, I'm like, if this happens next year, North Carolina's like 6 hours from where I am. Like, I can make that.
Right.
Weird explanation to like my wife, like, yeah, I want to go to an atheist podcast thing. Like, well, okay, sure.
The first one was, we had all that.
Yeah, Bobby doesn't drink
audio.
enough.
Who recorded all that audio? Was it Cash or was it you, Bobby?
I did.
Bobby
well,
did, yeah.
well, I recorded it, but Cash was nice enough to let me use his rolling recorder to get it. Yeah, but see, the thing with drunk casting was the thing that made it great was it was unplanned.
Yes.
We just threw a recorder down.
Just everybody hanging out, basically.
Yeah,
and Bobby just said, "Hey, I got a recorder. Can I record all this?" And we said, "Sure, whatever."
No, well, see, what happened was
what had happened was
I was supposed to do like small interviews with like Noah and those people for my show. So I just kind of threw it down and started talking, and people started coming in. And instead of just going, hey, everybody stay away, we're recording, we're like, hell, everybody come.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you got 40.
You got people all up on the banisters listening.
You got 45 to 50 people around this rolling that's trying to get everybody,
And it was so funny because
it was golden.
Wanted to like try to recreate. That was so awesome.
But you can't recreate it.
Everybody wanted to recreate that like the next year, and I'm like, no,
you can't.
Year 2, people were trying to record, and they were having like Wi-Fi issues,
right?
Because I think they were trying to go live, and it just wasn't.
You can't
happening. I think there were so many more people there.
Recreate.
How many people were at year 1? Because the one I went to, I think had 400. So I don't know if year 1.
If it was 100 people, at one, that's a stretch.
Yeah,
there might have been maybe 50 to 75 people at one.
There was, but there
were small.
There were some folks whose names you know.
Yeah,
I mean, because I mean,
Lisa
like
Harris.
Stuff that you Tracy
Harris.
Tracy Harris. Sorry.
Yeah, I met her. That was funny because I went fanboy on her. I was like, oh my god, I know you.
Yeah, Tracy Harris.
And she's like, no, you really don't. And I'm like, no, I don't. But I watch you on your show.
And Zach and Shujin weren't there for ReasonCon. What was it? 2.
Not the first one. I went to the second and third one.
We went
2015, 2017. Yeah.
That's crazy people.
And yes, not to the chat. I do remember sitting with you, Daniel. By the way.
Oh, I totally remember Daniel. I know exactly who he is. Exactly.
So yeah, we hung out.
Yeah. By the way, adding to that, Daniel also put the next thing you know, we got Cash making plastic coat hanger abortion jokes. That's just
Cash.
Great.
That was just Cash.
Yeah.
Cash and his trailer park thing.
That's
I mean, it's sad that like these connections, like beyond the trailer park, I think has stopped recording, and it's like
Yeah, well, that was
finding out that Deborah was just because Deborah was like my age, maybe a little younger. Just everybody heard the news, and that's one thing I posted. I was doing a very limited notes for tonight, but just like the people that are not with us anymore, and it's just like, oh yeah. Deborah was doing a show about the Quran, and she would always have these like Islamic people like trying to marry her and like argue with her about Islam, and it was just like, oh my gosh.
She was like either 2 or 4 years younger than me to the day.
To the day.
To the day. Because we had the same birthday. So. So yes, I think of her every year.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the thing was, if you look at over the last 3 or 4 years, the people that we've lost just in the podcast community, we lost John. We lost John Carr first. You remember who John Carr was?
He worked with Dogma Debate. I think he was at the last or maybe the second one because I remember him being there with his dog.
Right. So we lost John first, and then Christopher Maley. You remember Christopher Maley?
Yeah.
We lost Christopher.
And then our favorite Canuck.
And then, Deborah. And it was like, man, if you look at the people that we've lost in the last couple of years on the podcast community. Oh, and
that guy.
The angry
Ishmael.
Ishmael. You know?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Ishmael was as much as a shock to me as Deborah was.
Who we ate breakfast with?
Yeah.
So.
And with people, even people like who have not died, like the podcasts that have stopped. Yeah, there's a lot.
What, Bill?
I didn't hear about Ishmael.
Yeah. Ishmael Brown was
a few months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Some months back, right?
Yeah, I must have missed that. Wow. Yeah. I'm really sorry to hear that. I love that guy.
Did he
we don't know what happened.
Did it ever come out what happened?
He was my black podcast friend.
Yeah, but did it ever come out what actually happened?
I only heard that he had medical issues, but yeah, it was one of those.
That's about as far. Bill, if you'd been paying attention to my show, you would have heard when I went ahead and eulogized him. So,
I missed that one. Yeah, I missed it.
That was the 1 week you missed.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell?
The one.
Right. Look, I'll be completely honest with you. I can't remember the last podcast I listened to.
I'm never sleeping at midnight. I probably should tune in.
Wow. Oh yeah, midnight. It's like on Sunday. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I think it was like the show starts at midnight. Wait a second. Like I did a Utah Outcasts.
I mean, it's not like you can't go back and watch it Sunday morning.
Like the Utah Outcasts, they were like, "Hey, our show starts." It was like 9 o'clock. Oh, I can do 9. It was 9 o'clock like Mountain Time, so it was like 11. But that was the pre-show. So the actual show didn't start till midnight, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then it was on for an hour and a half. I was like, "I'm seeing colors. I don't know. I'm confused." It was not fun, but it's cool to see like some shows are still going, like Waiting for Wrath, and they actually came to ReasonCon and they like brought beer from Wyoming to people, and that was cool, So
do you know why?
Do you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You're here.
Checking.
Okay, that's fine. Do you know the reason why I'm sorry. The reason why I record the time that I do?
I've always wondered that. Why?
You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. Once upon a time ago, when I was still just a little baby DJ, I would drive from Long Island to outside Buffalo and back again on the weekends to go see my girlfriend, who eventually became my wife. Well, I, listening way overnight, had occasionally caught wind of Coast to Coast AM, and I could not believe how absolutely insipid it was. Yeah. And later, when I was going to go ahead and start my show, that's when I said, I want to program completely counter to that. I want to run at the same time, so people got a choice as to they can listen to that bullshit or they can listen to my bullshit.
It was Chuck Norrie, John Norrie, Chuck Norrie.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
That's different. That's a different guy. He was an actor.
Yeah. Okay,
I know
one of them.
Yeah, this was back when those crazy shows used to be on the radio or middle of the night, AM radio.
What was the one where the guy was like about the UFOs? That was like
that's him.
Still, but now
that's him.
Mainstream. Okay,
she was about half
coming out of the White House now.
Now I'm hearing Waiting for Wrath is done. This is crazy. Like, what is true anymore?
He's talking about running Alex Jones in 2024. Okay.
Susie has levels of drunkenness. And she's about.
What is she doing?
She's that middle drunk.
She's seen them all.
Yep. She's at level 2.
Yeah, you're right.
She has level 1 and level 2. There's
when Susie starts saying, "Wow, that beer's pretty good," it's like, "Oh boy."
I was adjusting.
When the shirt comes off, that's level 3.
I was adjusting.
No, level 3 is when she pees in the corner.
No,
oh my god.
3.
You think I'm joking? You think that was
the one thing that I am sad that I missed out on the last ReasonCon was that everybody, like the cool people, started showing up on Thursday, and I didn't get there until Friday. And I feel like the early people got to hang out with everybody and have
we did
the intimacy, the Puzzle and Thunderstorm people showed up Thursday. It's a middle finger. I didn't hear that until
I think Ashley and I showed up on like a Wednesday.
It was like 2 days before, and I'm like 2 days. Wait, you guys are coming on Thursday? Because Friday, Saturday was about like
Thursday.
Did we? Okay.
If we went up, it's no. I know what we did. We went up on a Wednesday because we stayed with Jim,
right?
And then we went to ReasonCon on Thursday,
right? So that's where Wednesday's coming from.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, Thursday.
House.
Yeah, but Thursday was the only night that I had to really have any fun. Was Thursday.
That's true because you're hosting.
Because Friday I started my hosting duties.
Is a bitch, Bobby. Suck
That's
it up.
what?
A bitch.
You gotta be downwardly mobile like me, dude.
It was fun.
You didn't want to do fun. You wanted to do your job. It was bad.
That's such a weak fuck off.
I know. It's like, really? That's all you got, bro?
That's like, fuck off, please.
No, that's what you give people who ain't worth the whole bird.
Come on. Actually, with him, please.
So how's the health with everybody? Because Susie, you've had some issues, and Bobby, well, the finger looks good.
Well, it depends on what day it is with Susie's issues.
Oh, ouch.
She knows I'm right.
My husband's the one that was suspected of COVID. Come on.
Yes, I was suspected. Not guilty.
I'm good.
It got better.
I didn't have it.
He actually
I had bronchitis.
He actually went and got tested.
You know, I had bronchitis, so the doctor said, yeah, we better test you.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
You know, and I was having trouble breathing. I had a little fever. And they said, oh, no, it's not COVID. It's some other lung.
Extreme close up there in Savannah. How you doing?
The problem is, my problem was at that point, I was actually unhappy with a negative test at that point. Because I was like, oh, great. Now I have a lung issue going on. I have this bronchitis. And this COVID thing is out there. You know, so if I get that, I'm screwed. If I get one on top of the other. So, but luckily nothing came of it. But I did have some sleepless nights going, oh, crap, I can't go anywhere, man. And anybody's gone anywhere, don't talk to me because I have this, it's always somebody with a pre-condition, And yeah, I was not happy at that point. And have any of you been tested? Have you been through it?
Nope.
No.
Okay, it fucking hurts.
Well, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You see,
what do they do?
Did you see Orange Monkey Man holding up the big swab? They stick that all the way up your nose. All right. First of all, you're right. This is right.
At least it was your nose.
First of all, is they tell you where to go, and you pull up, and you're in your car. Okay, and there's people standing there with signs like "Do not roll down your windows." Pull ahead. Do not roll down your windows. Go into the parking spot. And I parked in the parking spot, right? And it says, "Do not roll down your windows. Call this number on with your cell phone." And then I call the number on my cell phone, and then that's how they check me in. By cell phone, I'm sitting in my car. I was not allowed to roll down my windows. They said, "Okay, somebody's going to come out to your car. And when they do, just hold your ID up to the window. Don't roll it down." So I do that. I mean, it's really almost surreal when you're doing that, okay? There's no contact with anybody. You can't roll down your window. I'm holding up my ID. And she takes my test packet, a little Ziploc bag with the sample case and all the stuff in it, and puts it under my windshield wiper. And she's like, "Okay, pull up over here." And then I pull up over there, and then the nurse comes out in the spacesuit with the full face mask and everything. That's when you get to roll down your window. And then the swab, right? And she's like, "I'm really sorry about this," before we start. And they got to leave it up there for like 30 or 45 seconds or something. And they jam that sucker all the way up into your sinuses. I mean, all the way up, and there's pain. And they're going like this inside your sinuses. And I'm going, and she's counting down from 30.
Oh.
Love this woman. I mean, she's doing a great job for people and stuff. And she was counting down so I would know that it wasn't going to be forever. But man, I am almost screaming in pain with this thing up my damn nose.
So now you got to go back to the hospital because you don't know if something just happened to your nose.
I was the troll in Harry Potter 1. I was that troll. I had a fucking wand up my nose, and then it's over, and they let you go home. And like 5 days later, they call you. But it's surreal.
Luckily, they called him and told him he didn't have COVID. So
yeah.
Hello, now you have just some sort of bronchial infection and you can't go to the doctor for. But hey,
nice
to start. Where we live, we are way the hell out in the boonies. For me to even get to real stores, I guess is the best way to put it. The closest small grocery store, it's kind of like a satellite to one of the larger ones in the area, is almost 8 miles away from where I live. So thank you. Another plug, thank you.
Yeah.
So, I'm out in the boonies.
You are.
And
he's kind of like where we live, Bill and Susie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, every once in a while, I'll take it's almost a half an hour drive to go to BJ's Wholesale, stock up on, bulk stuff, because that's usually the way they do it. Take it home, fill the refrigerator, fill the freezer. Okay, done. And, we're good. And we can hole up for the better part of 2 weeks in here. It gets a little cramped after a while because but we're okay. We've been way the hell away from everything and everyone for the longest time. The only thing that I had to do, I had to get my car inspected. Joy. So, I had to actually interact with folks a little bit. But, for the most part, there's not much of anything to be done in our case, except just kind of wait it out. The thing that I'm really concerned about is what's going to be happening for, the kids in Tiny Tribble's situation, where they're high school seniors and they're trying to figure out where they want to go to college, and you can't exactly go visiting campuses right now,
Yeah, there's some schools that have already canceled the fall, or they're going to make it online. It's like,
yeah,
are you going to start a new college? Like my nephew's a sophomore at Georgia Southern, and he's back in Atlanta. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. It's a tough thing. Like we had a friend who their daughter turned 18, and they asked us to like do a happy birthday song and send it to her because she couldn't do like a party. And to not even be able to do like graduation and get together for everybody to celebrate this thing is a tough thing. So there's a lot of stuff that people are missing right now.
It's funny that you mentioned schools, because I feel for the seniors, all of them who, when you were a senior, your big thing was graduating high school, doing the whole graduation thing.
The prom.
You like the prom, whatever. The seniors this year don't get to do that. but it's even more for me because my my granddaughter's supposed to start kindergarten, and apparently they've postponed kindergarten. So I don't know if she's going to start kindergarten. Her dad got out of the military and moved here in the middle of this crap, so he can't find a job.
Right?
Bad.
He
Things
got out
are
of the Marine Corps
bad.
on March 3rd. Bad timing. Really bad timing. But
I feel for people who don't have things as good as Bill and I have them, because we have very secure jobs, and we can work from home. So it's not really affecting us so much. But you hear about all those people all the time, like the unemployment rate that's going sky high because people can't, because nobody has their job. So
they said 4.4 million more people claimed unemployment last week.
Right?
More.
More.
That's why they're opening the state up, is so all these businesses have to bring their employees back when they may not have any money to pay them, but the state's going to run out of money, at least in Georgia and other states are like that.
That's not going to help.
Can't we all just hit the pause button on the economy for 3 months? But no, we can't do that because everybody's going to make their money.
They can't do that.
The problem is the virus will, if we don't hit the pause button on the economy, the virus will.
Yep.
Right.
And it's going to do it harder next time, the next bump.
When 20% of these people are in the hospital and, another 60% of them are homesick, how's the economy going to be doing? Virus.
Hey, what's going to happen when these folks go back to work and, people start hiring again, and then then it gets worse, and then people don't have any sick leave available. Well, people don't have any vacation available. People can't go. That they've now removed the state of emergencies from states because we're opening them back up, and people won't get the unemployment easily as they're getting it right now. So it's here we're gonna take care of you for this brief moment, but no, you're on your own.
Right.
We can see what's going to happen if we look, say, at North Carolina.
Right.
They don't have any stay-at-home orders, and they have some of the largest clusters of infection in the country right now.
Mm-hmm.
With some of those meat packing plants going down. And
that's big. Like the food supply is something you got to worry about.
Yeah. Well, and I agree with the meat packing plant, food supply being an essential worker. But the problem is the government didn't do a stay at home. So somebody else infected one of those people. And that's what that's why we have to do it. Because every person who's not on a stay-at-home order increases the chances somebody at one of those essential places, like places that make our food, is going to get infected. So it makes sense. And it's working. I mean, I look at the numbers in New York. Man, I feel for New York City, but
it's scary.
What happened to them was not anybody's fault. It's just the way New York City's set up. It's one guy. They traced it to one guy on a commuter train. And speaking as someone who's ridden many of those commuter trains into Philadelphia, anyway, it's jam packed. And then everybody gets off that train and gets on other forms of mass transit to get to their work.
Mm-hmm.
So, no wonder it spread like wildfire.
Right. I know. I've got people asking me, they're like, well, why did you move your office to your home? You're an essential company. And I said, well, you're right. I am. But I have one young lady who works for me who's got diabetes, who's got a monitor on her arm. Her medicine's automatically injected into her. I have another one who has a small 4-year-old child who goes to daycare. So I have to not only protect me and mine, but I have to protect them too. And we've always got people just coming in and out of the office, and I have no idea where they've been or who they've been around.
Yeah. There's two things. One, you guys are old enough to remember, and I'm saying this because not everybody does. You guys are old enough to remember when the Tylenol poisonings happened, and that was 7 people in Chicago.
Yep.
And that was it. Completely changed the way that we pack everything.
Yeah.
As soon as this happens, where the COVID gets infused into some meat and infects people that way, because it could, maybe not necessarily the easiest way, but it could attach to, from what I understand, the intestines. Way to go there. That's just going to go all kinds of fun. But the one thing that I think that we kind of forgot is, Zach, you asked us how we're doing with medical. How are you doing, man?
Me?
How many Zachs are there here? Who's the drunk Susie in the group now?
Look, he's like, who?
He's like,
Me?
Wait, I don't answer questions on my own show. Here's a weird thing that happened. So my wife just started a new job, and it was supposed to be like in the office 4 days a week, but obviously she had to stay home. Her boss brought her a computer in person, and a week later found out that her boss had COVID.
Wow.
And it's been 16 days now, and she hasn't gotten sick, but it's, that could have happened.
Yep.
It's like, it's that close to us, and it's crazy. And it shows a lot of personality. In the past 6 weeks, I've been out of the house driving somewhere 3 times, and twice is to the liquor store. And once was to the grocery store. And otherwise, we've just had our groceries delivered. But it's like, all the liquor stores now are just like, you order it online, you go to the place, they put it in your trunk, you don't make any contact with the person. And I wonder if that's going to change, just for the future.
I honestly think,
because everything is going to be over. It's like, this thing could come back. So this is probably going to be something that's going to be part of our world for a while.
Well, I'm not into conspiracy theories. I really am not. But I think that this is showing us that we do have the ability to change how we do things at a moment's notice, and that we do have the ability to make life easier and more bearable. Not bearable.
Sure.
Bearable.
No,
for people. Like, okay, so if somebody can't afford to have a car or afford public transportation to get back and forth from work, us as business owners need to see that and go, okay, well, let me help you here. I'm going to go get a computer, like what your wife's boss did, and I'm going to bring it to you so that you do have the ability to make money, so that way you can save and maybe make your life better. So it's given us all the opportunity to see that we actually can all be better people.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and when you do that, it's smart business, because that person is going to work harder for you.
My job was like, maybe one day a week you can work from home to full time, because you can do pretty much anything online. What I wanted to ask, though, was, with people wanting a distraction, is it possible that we could bring back these podcasts so Susie and Ashley could finish reading the Bible? Because I don't remember how far you two were, but I feel like you had a long way to go. That Old Testament.
We did.
I need bird offerings, and I need hitty titties, and I need them now.
I hate those offerings.
Because that used to be a weekly thing where it was like, I hate bird offerings and hitty titties, and just like, I know Bobby's looking to be like, you will die.
Ashley and
Steve, I will tell you this.
Ashley.
And I mentioned it to Zach before we went live. So in the last year and a half, I broke off from being an employee and have now become an employer. I'm a business owner. I went and I'm now on a trucking company. So yes, that means I work a hell of a lot more hours than what I did before. So when I bitched about all the hours that I worked before, see what I went and did? But it has taken on more hours for me. So I did try to do another podcast. It just didn't work out. We still even try to this day to say, hey, let's get together and try to do a show. And it's called The Other A Word. the other A word. I do it with a young lady by the name of Angie. I think y'all remember her from when they did the what was it?
Hope After Dark with Jerry DeWitt.
Hope After Dark with Jerry DeWitt. And honestly, I wish that I still had my out. My podcast was my out. It was my way of being able to be myself, speak freely without any consequences, because y'all knew me, you know, and y'all knew that y'all knew whatever I said, I was purely just coming from my heart. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody or anything. I don't have that right now. You know, it's like I tiptoe on things. You know, I have to be careful about what I say. You know, I can't sit there and go, you know, listen to people talk about, you know, oh, God is going to protect us from the coronavirus. I'm like, well, what about the other 8 million people that have died? What the fuck?
Not quite 8 million.
Well, not quite 8 million, but there's been 8 million people in this world that have died.
Don't Donald Trump.
Yeah, it could be.
No,
did you hear he say billions and billions of people by closing the border?
Well, he said hundreds of governors have been calling him. So
right,
his math skills aren't so good.
Governors don't fucking exist.
I think that Ashley and I should read the Bible.
Okay, why don't you do it?
We will try to.
I think we should, and I think Bill should have to edit it.
This will be good for America.
I like your thinking, Ashley. I like it.
And
I don't. Fuck you.
and seriously, you know, I've said before, and the offer still holds. Anytime that you guys say, you know what, I need a night. If you need it, you want to stay up late enough for it, you want to brew coffee and jump on and just say, I need some time. Give me 5 minutes notice. You can be on and you can vent whatever the hell you want anytime that we're on. I know it's super late at night, but still.
You are so the shit, Shujin. I'm so.
And I really hate reaching out to guests, so it's nice having people on. So yeah, if you come on here.
Hold it. I'm old, so I'm not sure if that was.
It's a compliment.
Because, you know, sometimes bad is bad. So, Bill, was that a compliment? I'll trust you on this one.
Bill, I'm telling him it was a compliment.
Okay, that's
thumbs up. So
okay, that's a thumb. That's good. Okay,
he's covering.
I appreciate that.
That's a thumb.
That's a thumb. You can't see that she's kicking me because it's camera level, but it's
like, shut up.
Well, we've done about an hour. So, does anybody have any closing comments? Anybody have like a joke they might want to share? I mean, you know, maybe it's not the best time for a joke, or just have Ashley say "hitty titties" and then that could be it.
I have a closing comment, man. It's been fantastic.
That look was good
to see all of you again. I mean, it's been something.
Yeah,
I miss the people.
Thank you.
Whether I
miss
people, anything else is debatable, but I do miss the people. You are some of the best folks ever. I don't agree with everybody that we always hung out with all the time. I don't pass ideological purity tests, but I love all of the people without exception that we came in contact with in all the ReasonCons, in all our podcasts, and the other cons we went to. I made some of the dearest friends of my life, and I'm always grateful for it. And it's wonderful to at least virtually get together like this, like a little reunion. So thanks for doing this, Zach.
Yeah, I have to say thanks to all of you, Zach and Shujin, because you saw my drunk text. And it was my plea for like company, and it was seriously a plea. I really needed you guys at the time, and you went, all right, let's do this, and then here we are, because that's what we do. We may not be together all the time, but damn it, when somebody needs one of us, there we are. So thanks a lot for you guys for putting this together, and I just got to hang out, and I feel better. And I'll feel better when this is all over and I can like hug Ashley. But you know,
promises. All right, Shujin, what you got?
Look,
or
I
let
have
Ashley talk.
Philadelphia alerts on my. I've got Philadelphia alerts, and now I've got California alerts on my phone right now to figure out when the cheapest flights are.
There you go.
When we can fly.
There you go.
I am truly grateful to be part of all of this. I'm not somebody that really grew up having a lot of close people, and a lot of times I still don't. But having family of choice like this, I can't say enough that's good about it. What I can say for anybody that's listening after the fact, though, is two things. Family of choice is still family. They're still here for you, and we will do like Susie said. She just put out a thing and said, "I need my family around me," and what the family do? Okay, we're here. Yeah. I had nothing to do with it, other than I offered up the possibility for it. Zach put this one together, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to do something on my side too. As it is, the Discord channel that we've got for HCTV. We've got a section over there just for the folks who kind of feel shut in for COVID, so that they can have an opportunity to check in on themselves too, which is great. But the other part is, it's going to be 15 years since my wife lost her battle to cancer in May. If anybody understands how to try to observe what this whole thing does to you emotionally, I think I kind of got a little bit of an insight to it. So the one piece that people really need to remember is, this ain't a sprint. This is a marathon. This is a marathon where you don't know where the finish line is yet. And we're not gonna. And it's gonna take a long time. You gotta pace yourself. And every once in a while, you gotta just take a stop, take a breath, and just either decompress or just have a temporary breakdown. There's nothing wrong with going in the shower and just crying for 15, 20 minutes. There really is nothing wrong with that. But your family of choice is still going to be your family. And they are still going to be here for you. And when you need somebody, what is it that Mr. Rogers said? Look for the help bringers. We'll be here for you. And obviously, you got a larger family than you ever thought that you had before. You've got family that you just have never met yet. And when you finally do, welcome to it.
Welcome to it.
Welcome to it.
Welcome to it.
It's hard to beat.
Zach, that's the best closing you need right there, brother.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been one of those things, like anytime I've had an opportunity to just talk to somebody or do a video chat. I've even done FaceTimes with, my parents and or like people who you don't think have the technical ability. It's like, yeah, they can do it, or do a phone call and connect. Yeah. The connection is important, because the two of you stuck together at home. Yeah. You might want to beat on each other, and, we had exactly. But it's tough. I'm glad we're able to get together, and I wish we could talk like a huge. Oh, the old school phone. Whoa, yeah. What's that? My parents actually have a rotary phone. It's my grandmother's, and it's like, wow. I think it works still.
What the hell is that?
That'd be a rotary phone, my friend.
This is so that when I'm recording my shows, I can actually go ahead and say whatever the hell it is, be all puns and pissed off, and go.
Slam it. All right, well, I feel like that's a good stop. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming on. It was good to talk and to get together and just say hi and say, hey, y'all.
Good night, y'all.
Every place is Hickory if you want it to be. So that's about it.
That's right.